He promised me forever, then left me with scars I'll never forget. They always say love is blind, but they never tell you what happens when the blindfold comes off. When the truth hits you like a train and you realize the person you gave everything to was never really yours at all. This is my story. Not a fairy tale, not a romance. It's a story of loyalty, loss, and the betrayal that changed everything. I met Arav during my final year of college. He wasn't the kind of guy who turned heads in a room. He didn't have flashy looks or a smooth tongue, but he had a quiet confidence and a warmth in his eyes that made you feel safe. That's what pulled me in. He was a struggling writer, living in a rented one-room flat with big dreams and empty pockets. And I, naive, full of hope, fell in love with his passion before I fell in love with him. We started slow. Late-night calls turned into daily routines. He'd share his unfinished stories with me, and I'd listen, captivated not just by his words, but by the person behind them. I became his sounding board, his critic, his biggest cheerleader. And when he finally told me he loved me, it felt like the world had slowed down. I still remember his exact words. "You believe in me more than I believe in myself. I don't ever want to lose you." The first 2 years were beautiful. We built dreams together, ones that were too big for our reality, but we didn't care. When he couldn't pay rent, I helped. When he got rejected by publishers, I stayed up all night rewriting his drafts with him. I skipped vacations, gave up job opportunities in other cities, all because he asked me to stay close. And I did, without hesitation. But everything changed when his career took off. His first book went viral on social media. Suddenly, Arav was no longer the guy with big dreams. He was the guy living them. He was invited to podcasts, writing festivals, brand deals. I was so proud. But I didn't realize I was slowly being erased from the picture. Our late-night talks became rare. Our weekend dates were rescheduled for interviews. I started noticing new names in his phone, models, influencers, PR managers. He told me not to worry. "It's just work," he'd say, brushing off my concerns with a kiss I didn't feel anymore. Then came the distance, not just emotional, but physical. He'd go on trips I wasn't invited to. He stopped asking for my help with his writing. When I suggested going on a short vacation together, he said, "I'm too busy right now, maybe next month." But that month never came. One night he left his phone on the table while he was in the shower. I didn't mean to look. I swear I didn't. But the screen lit up with a message that felt like a punch to the chest. "Last night was amazing. Can't wait to see you again." My fingers trembled as I opened the chat. There were pictures, intimate ones, messages spanning weeks, and a voice note from him. "You make me feel alive in a way I haven't felt in years." I didn't cry right away. I sat there in silence, heart racing, mind blank. When he came out of the shower, I asked him one question. "How long?" He froze, and that silence told me everything. He didn't deny it, didn't beg, didn't even apologize. He just said, "I didn't plan for this to happen, but I can't ignore what I feel for her." Her. A name I had never even heard before. I left that night. I didn't scream or break things. I just packed my dignity and walked out of the life I had helped build. For weeks, I disappeared. I deleted social media. I stayed with a cousin in another city. I cried until I couldn't. I blamed myself. Was I boring? Was I not enough now that he had a taste of fame? But slowly the fog started to lift, and I saw things clearly. I wasn't betrayed because I lacked something. I was betrayed because he lacked character. Because the moment he didn't need me, he forgot me. He replaced loyalty with lust, history with novelty, and he thought I'd be too broken to walk away. But I did. Months passed. I rebuilt my life from scratch. I found a job that fulfilled me, friends who supported me, and a version of myself I had long forgotten. And one day I got a message from him. "I'm sorry I messed up. She left. I miss you." I read it and felt nothing. Not anger, not longing, just peace. because by then, I had learned something powerful. When someone walks away from you, let them. It's not your job to convince them of your worth. It's your job to protect your heart, even from the people you love most. So if you're listening to this and you've been betrayed, know this. You are not weak for trusting. You are not foolish for loving. You gave someone your best, and they chose to betray that. That says everything about them, and nothing about you. One day, someone will show up who won't just stay when you're low, they'll lift you higher. Until then, keep growing, keep healing, and never apologize for how deeply you love.